Hi, and thanks for logging on to the Daily DVAR HALACHA. Here's a brand new halacha for you. It's for Wednesday. That's the 13th day of January and the 29th day of Teves, which means, of course, that we're going to hit Rosh Chodesh Shvat on Wednesday night and Thursday. Okay? One day Rosh Chodesh, that's going to be Wednesday night and Thursday. Okay, today we're going to do this halacha. If a person on Friday night, let's say, when it's Shabbos, notices that his soup is a little bit too hot for him, and he wants to pour a little bit of cold water into the soup to cool it down, is that allowed on Shabbos? Can there be any problem? So let's be very clear here so no mistakes could happen. If you were to pour cold water into the pot where the soup is, that's going to be problematic because that is the vessel where the soup was cooked, and we consider halachically that to be quite a hot spot. And if you were to pour a little cold water into that, then the hot water in the soup could cook up the cold water that got poured into it, and you cannot do that. Okay, so do not pour cold water into the soup pot. Now, but what if you have your soup that's already been ladled off into your bowl? And your soup bowl is a little bit too hot for you and you want to pour a little bit of cold water into that. So that soup bowl has a much, much safer status. It's kli sheni, it's the second vessel away from the fire. And remember, we talked about how maybe even it could be called the third vessel because the ladle ladled it. So you got the pot, the ladle, and then the bowl. So it's at least a second vessel, and some might want to call it the third vessel. So it seems like it would not be a problem, according to most of the poskim you would look at. If you were to pour a little bit of cold water into your soup bowl, that should not be a problem. If you're smart out there, you might know that there could be an issue of what about the solid pieces of meat or something that are inside of your soup bowl. They could have like a hotter status because they still might be retaining that first vessel status that because they're still retaining the heat that they came out of the pot with. So there is a prima gaudim that says that most poskim agree with, which is that when you have that little piece of meat that came out into your soup and it's submerged in your soup, which has the status of a second vessel. Hope this isn't sounding complicated. Basically, your soup bowl is a safe second vessel. It's considered not such a hot spot. And the little piece of meat that's submerged in that soup bowl, according to a lot of poskim, just gets the same status as the soup bowl as basically being a safe zone. So I may have confused you, but I could certainly sum it up real easy here. According to a lot of rabbis, you could pour a little bit of cold water into your soup bowl to cool it off. I'll repeat that just to be extra clear. According to a lot of rabbis, it looks like you have a lot of room for leniency to pour a little bit of cold water into your soup bowl on Shabbos to cool off your soup, and it's not a problem. You might want to just discuss it with your rabbi to be sure, but a lot of rabbis in the poskim are considering that to be okay. Cool off your soup a little bit in your soup bowl by pouring a little bit of cold water. It should be fine. Thanks for logging on. Log on again tomorrow for more. Bye-bye.